washing over my head. My time is almost gone. The ocean takes my breath. I heard a siren song as I drift toward the danger. I know that I am gone, and there ain't nothing left. Settle on what you can, just keep treading water till you figure out a plan, one way or another. The water's too deep to stand, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Woo! As I near toward the land, a lighthouse guides me closer. I am nearly home, I've got to get some rest. I heard a siren's warning, so I kick on refreshed. I'll keep on pushing on until there's nothing left. Settle on what you can, as long as you're treading water till you figure out a plan, one way or another. Water's too deep to stand, just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Woo! As I wash up on the shore, I spit out briny water, chilled me to my soul. My close call with danger, I heard a siren's call. It cut me like a razor. It turned out after all, I had something left. I had something left. I had something left. Well, settle on what you can, just keep treading water till you figure out a plan, one way or another. The water's too deep to stand, just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Woo!
Nice. How are we doing, fellas?
Yeah, good. Thank
Pretty
you.
good.
Awesome. Nice one. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having us.
No worries, no props. Can we just go down the line and introduce ourselves?
My name's Jamie and I'm the drummer.
I'm Ren, I'm a singer.
I'm James, I'm lead guitar.
I'm Joe and I'm the bass player.
Awesome. How did this project come to be?
Oh, wow. Going back into the dark ages of about 3 years ago. I wanted to start a band.
Cool.
Yeah, I wanted to start a band that had like a acoustic guitar, kind of folky punkness to it. And I just started looking around for people to do that with.
Nice.
And it's developed a lot over the years, really, hasn't it?
It has,
I mean,
We're Trigger's Brum of bands, I think. I think, we've had a few different members over the years, and we're still kind of trying to find our sound. But we like what we're doing, and the sound's getting there. I think.
Well, I'll tell a story from how you recruited me almost,
That-
even though
that's
me and
a
Ren
good
have been
idea.
friends for a very
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, friends.
I was playing drums in a band, and I was kind of like, okay, I would like to play some guitar again. And he said to me, "Oh, there's a hot water music concert going on in Brighton." And I was like, "Oh, I've not actually really heard of water
What's a
music."
hot water music
It's
concert?
a band called Hot Water Music.
Oh my God!
I was like,
right, okay. Let's tell a
how does
story
that
how it's
work?
so I love hot water music, mainly because one of their singers, they have two, is Chuck Reagan, and Chuck Reagan is just such a massive influence on how I approach songwriting and how I try and be authentic in my songwriting, and I try and tell stories. And like I have never seen hot water music before.
Okay.
I think I'd seen Chuck maybe once.
Is that your first time seeing them then?
Yeah, and I saw that they were playing in Brighton.
Okay.
So whenever I want to go to a show, I always buy 2 tickets.
Okay.
And like kind of, it's always hard then to find someone to come and watch the obscure music that I go and watch.
Cool.
You know? And then I bumped into James and I said, "James, I'm going to see this band. Do you want to come down?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go see it." James loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it.
I mean,
but
like, I came away like going, like, you wanted me to come in and play some rhythm guitar for We Found the Wreck, and I was like,
not at that point.
No, that maybe that not
Not at
point.
that point.
That was coming a bit later.
Yeah.
But I went like, oh, I fucking love this. This is awesome. Chuck Reagan's awesome vocals. It was so much energy, and I thought, I'd like to play guitar in this type of band. This would be awesome. And we had a chat about it afterwards, and you were moshing a bit, which was quite funny because I was like, you with your fucking glasses.
Lost
on
my glasses
in the
again.
front of the mosh
yeah,
pit.
yeah. That's what the hooks are for.
Yeah. So you might get that some of our gigs as well. We'll try and go out into the audience, but I came away thinking to myself, well, if I had the chance to come into the band and start playing, it was I'm going to bring a bit of that sound. I'm going to bring a bit of that influence, and I think that's kind of where it started.
Yeah, like kind of. I mean, like I say, over the last few years, we've had a few different members, but we're really happy with the setup now. You know, like kind of Joe's bass lines are amazing, and again, he understands that vibe, that kind of that sort of Americana folk rock punk kind of like it's a bit grungy, it's a bit angry, like kind of, but it's got a heart,
Okay.
And now we've got Jamie who we're training the ways of the wreck, like kind of.
He's got the shirt down. That's the main
yeah,
thing,
like kind of, he's the only one who seems to got the memo, I think. Like,
It's so funny you say that actually, because obviously before I met you guys, one of our friends we was playing music with, Joe Himbry, sent me a link to you guys saying he was looking for a bass player. And then when I started speaking to you and you said about the hot water music, and
Yeah.
it's a band that I've always loved and grown up with. And
it's a
Sounds
common
really
thread.
so yeah, we kind of had that a lot when we started talking in the group as well before I even came down. Literally every band we mentioned, we all pretty much liked the same band and music as well.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
helps a
So that
lot.
was really good.
We didn't
These
stop
guys like
talking
this
on.
band and that band, and
We were on WhatsApp talking for the entire evening.
Pretty
weren't
much,
we,
wasn't
when
it?
we
We
first
were like,
introduced with him.
we're like teenagers in love.
And they call it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was one of those moments where, like, kind of, you're talking to someone, you're going, "This guy gets it. This guy actually understands what we're trying to do, and gets that kind of vibe of what we're trying to achieve, and has a lot of the same influences." And it's not like, oh, well, it's a carbon copy. Like, kind of, he was bringing bands to the chat that I'm like going, oh, I haven't heard these guys before, and
Same
that's
with
the
you
listen.
guys.
And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys are great. And I think that still happens, like, kind of quite regularly in the band. Is like Joe will say, oh, have you heard this band? And I'll be like, no, like kind of, and I'll listen to them, like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'll send him one and go, no, that's terrible.
your stuff's cool as well, to be fair.
But isn't that nice though? You can have like just completely different opinions, completely different styles that you put forward, and you go, no, I'm not that keen on that. But you're like, okay, maybe check this one out instead. Nailed it.
I think that's the way a lot of good music is found. Yeah,
Yes.
like kind of, and like even coming here earlier on, and you're like talking about the Young Giants.
Yeah, Young the
Like,
Giant. Yeah,
Young the Giant.
yeah.
Sorry, and I'm like looking at it going, okay, right, that's my car home listen. You know,
There you
like
go.
kind of,
Yeah.
and you know, like kind of, you don't always like everything people recommend,
No.
but if you do find that one band that really like turns you on, then you've got to be so thankful for people like showing you this music.
Yeah.
And as you get older, it's harder to find new bands like kind of that you can get really passionate about.
Yeah.
I think so anyway. I think there's just so much good music coming out, and like there's a lot more music being produced nowadays than ever before.
Yes.
Like kind of it's find your way through that that sea of stuff out there. You know, to have someone pointing you in the right direction and go, listen to these guys. You know,
Yeah.
man, that's brilliant.
I think one thing that's interesting is like when I came into the band was 2 years ago now.
Are we still talking about our band?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. This one. But it's like I remember like I ran into our old bass player Loz, you know, and we actually met at Mongol Horde.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can call them that anymore. Mingle Horde.
Mingle Hard.
Mingle Hard. Frank Turner's side project. Awesome.
Million Dead.
From Million Dead, and it's proper awesome. And I didn't even know who he was at the time, but
Lawrence or Frank Turner?
Loz.
Yeah.
Loz. We call him Loz because you know that's his name. But I just think like the sound developed a lot, bit more harder in some ways, but we didn't want to go too hard and too heavy.
Okay.
Because we just wanted that acoustic element of like keeping it kind of acousticy funk punk kind of levels.
It's quite cool though. I like that.
What about Jamie's influences? You got quite a
Yeah.
diverse taste in music. You like a lot of jazz, right?
Yeah, I like jazz. I like Latin stuff. I like rock.
Quite an eclectic taste.
Yeah.
Eclectic taste. I
Any?
guess.
Well, who are you listening to at the moment?
I like listening to Mustard Service. Very good vocalist, very good drummer. I also listen to. Oh man, all my favorite bands left my head. All of a sudden.
On the spot.
It's the spot.
Dinner Time released a new album. That's
Okay.
that's a pretty good one. It's very psychedelic.
Ooh.
I also listen to the Slaps and
Slaps.
Nelword, pretty good.
Okay.
These
know-
are
I
all
don't
young
actually know
people
any
bands,
of
aren't
those,
they?
but I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
check
I've
them
not
out.
heard of
I
it.
think.
This is interesting. I've got to go and listen to the Slaps.
What have you
now.
guys got planned for the rest of the year? What's going on?
Oh wow, we've got a few different projects on the go, a few different things going on. There's a music video we've been working on for our song Phosphorescence. That will be out at some point shortly, and we'll release the single for that as well. We've got a few new tracks that we recorded over at Joplin House that at some point will come out.
Cool.
But I mean, we've got an album that's finished and ready to go, and we're just trying to get like kind of I think a couple more singles from that before we release that. And I mean, like that's like kind of, and then obviously we've got the this live session which we'll see online at some point.
Gigs coming up as well.
Gigs, yeah, we've got gigs mostly through the summer. We're picking up more here and there. Our next gig is at the Folkestone Quarter House on the 15th. That's going to be quite a big one for us. We're looking forward to that. That's next Friday.
Cool.
I'm just trying to run it up a bit.
Yeah,
more
but
in the summer.
I'm also thinking by the time we get the video back for this, we probably would have already played that gig. So
Potentially, yes. Yeah,
like kind of. So
sometimes it takes me ages. To do this
no, I
kind
don't.
of
I
stuff.
didn't mean it like that. I just
knew-
meant
I
like
knew
there's
you went,
like I'm plugging a gig that's going to be in the past. Like kind of I'm speaking to the future now. But yeah, we got shows all over the summer, mostly around Kent. We're looking to book more further afield.
Do you do anything in London?
London's a tricky one. Yeah, we've played in London a few times. It's a tricky one because I don't know any of the promoters there, and a lot of the sort of
We played the Far East Festival last year over in Shoreditch.
a lot of
That was good fun. Very hot though.
Good sound,
I can
wasn't
imagine.
it?
Yeah,
really.
I mean, you'll find some clips of that on TikTok and stuff from our channels. But yeah, it was like we came up and it was just like 30
that was a
day.
great show. The Star in Shoreditch. That was was a
Amazing.
really good show. What?
No, I'm talking about Shoreditch one in
I
Far.
was talking about Shoreditch. That's what I just said.
You said Star and Winch.
No, I said the
said the
Star
Star.
in.
Oh, the Star in.
Shoreditch.
Yeah.
Style and Winch is another gig we've got coming up
Oh, that's
in June.
yeah. Okay. That's
But yeah, like kind of we try and play as many shows as we can.
Nice.
Like obviously we I think most of us got full-time jobs, so it's hard to try and fit that in. And yeah, like kind of it's like gigging is where I always want to be. Like, I want to be playing a show. Like I want to be out there. Not for any sort of adoration of fans, because we don't have many
Something
of them.
you really enjoy doing.
But I just, for me, it's just that's the pure energy of performing live is my happy place.
I think that's what kind of sold me into the band. When the first gig was like 2 weeks into actually playing with you guys, like rehearsing, and then it said, "Oh, we've got a gig up in Colchester at the Coda." And I was like, all right. And so this is a fucking 100-mile drive or something to get there. And it was supporting a band called Kill the Clown, which was
Kick the Clown.
Kick the Clown.
Kick the
They
Clown.
were awesome punk band, sing out of megaphone, and it was just wild. And I remember at one point, our bass player Loz, he just disappeared, and then suddenly he was literally on the rails at the front of the stage, literally about almost like stage diving into the crowd. And I was like, there's only about 20 people in front of you. It's not a lot of people. You could have fall over. But it was a really cool show, and it was my first show with you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, we have played some fun shows, but yeah. So like, we've got videos coming. We've got new music going to be released. There's like, it's just a constant turnover of things happening because we like to keep busy, you know,
Okay.
like kind of once.
Which these two will know quite well, and especially for me as well. Every time you get a new person in the band, we're straight into gigs. So I think, I'm not sure it was very long until Joe, you came in and we played Cigar and Olive, was it?
3 weeks or something, was it?
It was only a couple of weeks. We played the
We
pub
had
in
to
the
do
High
like
in
an hour and a
Hythe.
half or 2 hour set and Cigar
Oh
and
god,
Olive,
yeah,
wasn't
we
it?
threw them at a 2-hour set, like straight away.
So just came in and learned
Good
about
effort.
9 or 10 songs. Like, oh, now we're going to do. You got to learn another 8 songs in like 2 practices. But
Yeah.
you learn really well by doing that. Getting chucked in the
Oh,
deep
yeah.
end.
Big
it forces
time.
you
Yeah.
to nail stuff and
Yeah.
get on with it. Otherwise, you might be like,
Yeah.
I'll learn that song sometime.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
you've got to learn it for next week. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's something I picked up from playing lots of covers gigs.
You get
You have
chucked
no,
right in.
yeah. Like I do a lot of debt work now. So if I get picked up for something, I will just get given a set list. I'll be expected to turn up, know my shit, and leave. Simple as that. And you get thrown some really weird songs. Like some of them are
Something you've never heard before.
exactly, yeah. Or someone might request something that's a bit out of your wheelhouse, and you go, okay, I now need to learn a completely different style of music just for that one song. You're like,
Yeah,
okay.
actually. If you're depping, do you ever get a song where you're like, there's no way I can do this? Or do you have to really simplify it? Or can you pretty much play anything?
I have to simplify it.
Oh, some of the bits you get, you're like, oh,
So
wow, I'm never
unless
gonna be able to do
I
this.
don't do any like tribute stuff at the moment, but if I got picked up for a tribute show, I would have to work really hard to make
Try and
sure
You've got to
it
nail
sounds-
everything. Yeah,
It's got to be
It's
perfect.
the difference between tributes
Yeah.
and covers, isn't it? Like
Exactly.
cover, you've got leeway. With a tribute, the audience expects you to be that person, that
exactly.
act, that band. You know, like
and
kind of.
even if there's a mistake on the original record, you have to do it. Like
People will hear it.
Like a friend of mine does a. I think it's Dire Straits. I think he does a Dire Straits tribute. I could be wrong. Sorry, Dan, if I get this wrong. But yeah, I think there's like a couple of mistakes, and he has to play the mistakes. And it's like because that's what people live for. They love that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Authenticity.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we can say Jamie was in the band for 1 month, and we threw him straight into the Maidstone Fringe Festival.
oh, brilliant.
So-
Yeah, his
Nice.
first gig was the
First
Maidstone
gig.
Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did really well there.
Did you guys
Yeah,
play
really
the Fringe
good
this
fun.
year?
Yeah.
You did? Where
Yeah.
did you play?
We played Market House. Yeah.
Excellent. Nice. Yeah. I do like playing Market House. It's good fun.
Yeah,
It's always a good gig for us, like kind of the Fringe, and like Clive, he puts us on at Maidstone like quite often, you know, like kind of he's always up for us coming to play.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't want to overplay a town and have, like people they're here again. Yeah, like kind of, but it's like for us because like I'm based down in Dover, you know, like we've got. Joe in Ashford with Jamie. They don't live together as far as I know.
Not that we know.
And then James and Maidstone. We're quite sort of spread out.
But that's the one
But
problem we
also-
have, though, isn't it? It's like people say, like, "Oh, where are you from?" It's like Kent. So where are you from? You know, so we kind of say we're Canterbury because, like, we practice in Canterbury
Yeah.
and we try to come there.
Like and I think but so most of our shows around sort of the southeast of Kent, whereas like kind of we do every now and then play something a fair bit further afield. But to get up to Maidstone and get involved with those guys up there, like at the Ship as well, you know, that's really important to us because it puts us somewhere else, on the map, you know, like kind of.
Yeah, it's really easy to be oversaturated in one area.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you've either got to play there all the time, and some of the gigs might be a bit hit and miss, or just so infrequently that it makes it an absolutely killer.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, I see bands that maybe play like their hometown once a year, and it's absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I want to play more shows, so you know, like you've got to balance those two things.
Well, it is. I think I don't know what you guys think, but I think it is harder to play a field now because going back to doing music 20 years ago, if you was a good band in a certain genre, they had wherever you played around the country, they always had a good attendance regardless who you were. So if you was a good band in that kind of scene, they'd just put you on, you get paid. And now, unless people know you from that area, you can't sort of get a gig in Norwich or somewhere unless you're like quite a big band.
I think it's like a cultural difference as well. I think there's a lot less of
scenes and
because
everyone's doing different music, aren't
because
they?
stuff's quite expensive now. Just being able to rock up to a venue, pay like less than a £5 to get in, and see maybe 3 great bands and 1 terrible band. You don't really get that now. Like a ticket to get into a venue is going to cost you like 20 quid now.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
beer is going to cost you like nearly a tenner, and
It's
you
a lot
think
more money
it's
now,
really
isn't it?
off-put, particularly for like the younger generation. It's really off-putting. You're like, no one wants to do that, and it's such a shame because music dies if we don't have that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a thing to try and get people to shows now.
Yes.
You know, and to actually get people to show up. And I mean, I'm not talking about people buying 20 quid on the door tickets and spending 10 quid a pint. I'm talking about, this is a free show. You've got 3-4 awesome bands coming.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's a fiver, maybe it's a tenner. You know, like kind of, and like, I know times are tough and people haven't got much money, but like kind of, wouldn't you rather go out and just like hang out with people, meet new people, you know, like kind of rather than swiping on your apps to whatever, you know, like kind of actually go and be a part of a scene, you know, like, and
Would this be a really bad time to say that I now have an OnlyFans?
there's never
I
a good
don't,
time
by
to
the
say that. Never a good
Subscribe for feet pics.
Oh, dear.
We found the fan.
We know what we're doing after this. Yes, yeah, I completely agree. Going to a free show, there is nothing better.
Yeah, and there's so many free shows out there. So many places putting on
I think
like
people
good nights.
forget that, don't they? Sorry, but like you're quite right. There's so much platforms and ways of listening to music, but
Yeah,
you can't be actually going to a show. People think, I can listen to this all the time.
Yeah.
You forget how different it is at a live show. With all that
Yeah.
energy
and I tell you what, even if
you
you're one of a handful of people, even if you're one of like 5 or 6 people that actually go to that show, the bands there will be so grateful that you did. You know, like kind of when I put on a show and you get a few people that turn up, sometimes there'll be a mate you haven't seen in a long time, or it'll be someone that's found you online and they'll be like, oh yeah, I heard you on this radio station, or I saw you on Instagram. Yeah, and it really, for me, that's a whole part of putting on the show, is to reach these people and go, look, this is the music we make, and they go, that's the music I like.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, and also just those people coming to watch you, like kind of, it just really makes those things such an important experience.
We had that at the Queen's Head in Ramsgate.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really cool. We played a show. We weren't expecting anyone, really. I mean, it's like, playing, I'm not sure what day we were playing, a Thursday or something. Or
Yeah, I think it was. Good
Yeah,
days,
it's,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Apart from our previous drummer who forgot his drum mat, so I had to sit on the damn drums to stop it from running away, which was fun. But a group of people just came in and they just started loving it, and they started jumping around, dancing, and it's also one thing I was gonna say, like they also kind of want a bit more from us than more than music. So kind of when it comes to merchandise and stickers and stuff, we know we got to kind of just give it away because we want them to kind of take something away and feel that they've had.
Not the
nice time.
t-shirts. The t-shirts will still
T-shirts.
cost you.
Yeah.
And stickers, yeah. All right,
I
calm
know.
down.
Yeah. So like, so that's what kind of, I think bands have got to do now. You're not just a musician. You've got to give out merchandise and shit so that people go away remembering who you were. I mean, they can remember We Found the Wreck, of course.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. We are not just musicians, like kind of, and this is something that's been covered. Yeah, it is a business. I mean, it might not be a business that makes a lot of money, but it is a business, and you've got to treat it as such. You've got to be professional, polite. You've got to have things to sell. Like kind of, essentially, we're musical traveling salesmen. Like kind of. But it's not just about, for me, like the merch side of things. It's more about like the thrill I get when I see someone come into a show and they're wearing a We Found the Wreck t-shirt, and it's like, yes, like this is someone that
We're talking to all three of you that turn up to our
like it
shows wearing those
validates
t-shirts.
what we're doing, like kind of, and when you see those people, that they're proud of you. They're proud to wear that merch. When like the stickers and stuff, like kind of when you give people stickers, the smile on their face, it's like, oh wow, thank you very much, and they're going to go home, they're going to stick that on the wall, their fridge, their laptop, their Crocs, whatever.
Somewhere in the gents lose.
Maybe, like kind of, definitely.
Weird and wonderful.
Good advertising space. That's all I'm going to
It's-
say.
Again, like for me, that's not necessarily even about the advertising. That's about that pride, that ownership they take when they go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is something cool that I'm going to put and I'm going to treasure. Like kind of, and it might just be a sticker and they've stuck it on a suitcase or whatever. But it's just that little part of.
It's the
Found Wreck
whole
that's
thing
out there.
of you are doing something which is very personal to you, giving that over to someone and making it a personal thing for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just it's a very nice position to be in. Yeah,
I
it's
think
very
you
nice.
guys had hit the nail on the head. For me, that's why I guess I kind of started doing music. It's all about connection.
Yeah.
But you're trying to do something to maybe express how you feel. or
Yeah,
like how
yeah,
life is in general.
yeah.
Even if you might not be the vocalist, you might
100%.
feel emotions.
You do
when
play
you're
some
playing
very angry bass lines. Are you all right, Joe?
I need a bit of counselling, but to me, that's what
Music is
music's all
counselling.
about, is in reaching out to people. Like you
Yeah.
say, you go to shows, you listen to something, you share those same experiences and connections, and even if you get one or two people get that, it's such a powerful
Yeah, no,
feeling and movement, isn't it?
I mean, we could talk about the songs and what they mean, if you like. Lighthouse was the last single that came out last year, August time.
Lighthouse was our last single.
We did a
Yeah.
very fun DIY video for that. That was interesting. Filmed it ourselves and
Ended up looking a bit like a boy band from the early 2000s.
What's not to like? Nothing wrong with that.
you can tell the audience go check out the video, but it's quite funny because there's because it's called Lighthouse. We wanted to film it in front of a lighthouse, and we
Licensing issues.
oh my god, we tried contacting like Folkestone and stuff, and they said no, you can't film. So we're like, well, what are we going to do? We need to find somewhere we can do. And we realised was driving past Canterbury's water tower, which is near the university, and I thought that looks a bit like a lighthouse. So we just thought, fuck it, we're just going to sneak in there at 8:00 in the morning, set up everything, and film. And we got away with it, so it's on the video.
Nice.
But it's interesting now, though, is there was loads of graffiti there when we did it. All the graffiti's now gone.
Oh, really?
You know, someone lives there, right?
Does someone live there?
In the water.
That's what
In the water tower?
But it is,
Swimming
someone
around.
does own it, and I think they're refurbishing it.
There
or
is a
something.
house next door. I think they buried it in the ground.
That's the Teletubby house. Yeah, I mean, it's not the actual Teletubby house, but it was on like Grand Designs or something like that. Like kind of, it's
Because the guy that owns the field, he flooded it to stop people turning up.
Did it
So,
stop
literally,
us?
so the actual set is now underwater.
Oh yes, no, the Teletubbies. Yeah. Right, okay, yeah. Let's move on. But yeah, the songs generally. I mean, if we're getting into that kind of emotional aspect and the reality and the storytelling of the songs come from a place a lot of the time of frustration, anxiety. Sorry, James.
All right, sorry. So, the frustration was coming.
Like kind of, and yeah, they can be quite aggressive, but there is I like to think there's a soul to them. There's a story in every song.
Cool.
Yeah, like kind of, and they're a lot of the time about feelings. Anyway, the ones that I've written about the way I feel about the world, and like kind of, I think those are common themes about, anxiety, depression, that kind of stuff, but also wanting to fight back against it and not just settle for it and just be like, right, okay, this is the world I've got to live in. I need to make it a place that I want to live in. Yeah,
Okay.
like kind of, and that's not just about being aggressive and fighting for your rights. It's about being nice to people, about like kind of accepting people for who they are. Yeah, like kind of, and that for me is probably the most important messages to come out. Is just find your place in the world and let everybody else get on with what they want to do.
I mean, kind of like it reflects with some of the titles like Phosphorescent, about shining brightly.
Yeah.
Lighthouse, obviously, finding your way in the dark.
I love how he's trying to.
Well, visualizing it, if you just think of the titles, I can tell the truth, the lyrics better than I do, obviously. but yeah, I mean, Phosphorescence is going to be an interesting one with the music video when it comes out, because there's a bit of a bear behind me which will be featuring in that film.
Are you
Do
phosphorescent?
you want to give anything away or just?
Oh no! We'll let it happen when it happens. I mean, like kind of.
Have you got a
We had
release
good
date?
fun. Huh?
Have you got a release date potentially?
No, we're just in final talks on final edits and getting things where we actually want it to be. It looks great from what we've seen. It's a really cool video. Like kind of the guys. What are they called?
I can't remember.
Something 5, isn't it?
First Five Productions. They've done a really good job on it, and we're looking forward to seeing the final draft, the final edit, if you like. And but yeah, like kind of as soon as that's ready, we'll have a release date for Phosphorescence, and we'll get that out there. And the album will be followed shortly thereafter, I imagine.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think
Fantastic.
I think a couple of things I to say. Like one thing that kind of helped drive the band a bit. I think when a time where people were leaving and we're kind of trying to find like Joe and then find Jamie, was that we kind of like, well, how do we drive ourselves? It's been a couple of years, and it's the same with all bands. When you start to get momentum, you start to fall a bit slower, and you start to give up a little bit. You think, oh, this is hard work.
The next hurdle can be
next hurdle,
harder, I guess, kind of when you start making waves. And
Yeah,
stuff.
and
Never gets easier.
no.
Never gets easier.
And I think lucky for us, we kind of got a connection. I think Joe put us into to a record company called Engineer Records, and with that, they've been helping to kind of push the music out a bit more for us, so we kind of get a bit more audience. And I think we've probably seen the Spotify numbers go up a bit more, which is good. And we're kind of also working with, was it Sunshine Records?
Sunshine Ocean, yeah.
Sunshine
Ocean.
Luke.
You know Luke Dorman, yeah. Again, there's so many people on the Kent scene, and I'm sure it's the same around the country, but there's so many people that are like almost solely responsible for pushing original music. You know, Sunshine Ocean are something that Luke and Jackie created to really just give original artists a platform and make sure they're getting paid fairly and getting decent gigs, and that people are coming to their shows, you know. And that's really important that you have people like that, because without that, everybody's just fighting against the tide. Yeah, like kind of you're going to be struggling. You need to have a community around you supporting you.
Agreed.
You know, and like Ben Schultz up at the Ship does the same thing. He's got a regular platform for original bands. You know, like kind of there are, to me, people say, oh, venues are closing and there's nowhere to go and see live music. There's so many places that are trying to put on these shows for everyone. Yeah, that are really, really pushing and really want to see these young and older bands succeed.
The Ship's amazing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of young bands coming through. And just like, you know, them doing the Battle of the Band stuff as well. I mean, I hope we get our T-shirt up on the ceiling at some point. That'd be awesome. But I mean, like the amount of bands coming through, that's
when
amazing.
you've made it.
Yeah.
No, definitely. We'll be playing there again soon as well.
Yeah,
when that is.
A long list of dates.
But yeah, like kind of, but just for me, that point of having those people that will fight your corner. But and it's not just about musicians. It's about the designers, the videographers, the people that are doing the podcasts. You know, I know Kieran from Fine Lime does his podcast as well.
Yep, I've been a guest on there, which that was a lot of fun. Him and
What's
Ross.
What's it called?
Oh shit!
No pressure,
But anyway,
Matt.
but there
All the stuff and things.
all the stuff,
Yeah.
some of the things.
Yes. Sorry, that just completely caught me off guard. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Kieran, Ross, I love
but
you
these,
guys.
These people are putting this stuff out there, and they're just doing everything they can to
Build a community.
Build a community, and actually, you know,
Give us
like
a call, we'll go on it. It's fine. You know.
you know,
Talk about some shit for half
to
an hour.
have places that are doing that. I think that's probably the most important thing that can happen with
Yeah,
original music in
100%.
Kent. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
that's one thing. You're saying about a community thing. Loz is trying to do that at a Biggin Halls, and you're getting artists.
Lawrence and I were putting on shows
it
down at the
more
Biggin Hall in Dover.
stalls and things down there.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like I say, it's not just about the music. We've got craft makers coming down doing. We've got artists coming down selling prints. You know, like kind of. There's. We had a live tarot readings last night as well. Yeah, like kind of. And there's all this stuff going on, like kind of. And you've got the
people,
photographers down there,
artistic
like just showing how cool these shows are. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's something Lawrence and I have talked about doing for years, and then we're getting there, you know, and we're getting a decent turnout, you know, and it's like it's just trying to be a part of that scene and a part of that positive energy going into the scene.
Agreed.
You know, because we can all moan, oh, we're not getting paid for much, or nobody's coming to our shows, but unless we actually do something about it, then you've got
I
nothing
agree.
to moan about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you need to be the change you want to see in the.
Chaps.
They're there.
Thanks again. Much appreciated. If you could just tell everybody where they can find your music, and then where they can find like where your upcoming gigs are, that'd be amazing.
I mean, we're all over Facebook. We've got our own website, which is
WeFoundTheWreck.com.
Instagram's always a good one. Jamie's doing some.
Spotify, there's TikTok. You know, TikTok's got all the like short videos and stuff, so you can have a bit of fun, see us screw around. Jamie's starting to do some vlogs recently, so we might be kind of doing a bit more video content.
So we found the record's taking a slightly mad turn at the moment, but they're quite fun as well. Like kind of, so do have a look at those. But
Chasing
yeah,
out
it's
seagulls.
like kind of just look up We Found the Wreck. You will find us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Last question. Is there a band on the scene at the moment you would like to do a gig with? It can be a band that you've already gigged with.
Yeah, I mean,
or-
I think we all know the answer to this one at the moment.
SOB?
It's got to be
It's gotta
Smile
be
USOB. Like,
Yes.
kind of, we saw them.
Yeah,
they did a gig with us up at the Style and Winch. It was
energy.
the first gig that the Style and Winch has put on since COVID, up in Maidstone, and like they blew me away. Like straight away, I'm on the phone messaging my mates. I'm like, you need to go and watch this band. We need to book this band.
They
you know?
are
Like,
spot on.
They
aren't
are.
they?
They're
Really
just.
good live.
They've got energy, they've got a sense of humor, they've got songs that mean something, you know, like kind of, and they're talented, you know, like kind of, they're really
Tight
good
as well. I mean,
musicians.
it's like three-piece band, and they're just like,
you know, like so yeah. So for me, that's, and I think that these guys said the same thing. It's like when you see a band like that and you just go, yes, like kind of, you know, like
by them a little bit, didn't you, by watching?
Exactly, you know, like they make things exciting.
Yeah.
and the guitarist doesn't wear any shoes, and he's got a weird
Billy.
suitcase thing for like his pedal board. So there's all these like, little things that kind of add up and go like, this is cool. It's got character. You know, the music's awesome as well. So.
It's fun to see, and I mean there are so many great bands on the Kent scene. It's great, but yeah, like kind of. So we're actually playing a gig with them anyway.
Yeah.
What did I say? It was the 8th of August down at the Biggin Hall. We booked them. So we're going to play a
This
gig
is
in
the thing
August.
about Kent. The music scene's just getting so good at the moment. You know,
Yeah,
it is in the right
there's a lot
direction of where it needs to be.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Nice one.
Thank you.